Well, top of the morning to you, Eagles fans. It's your boy EROCK here in Philadelphia, getting ready for the St. Patrick's Day parade going along Ben Franklin Parkway. But just wanted to check in with you guys and give you a couple thoughts on what the Eagles have done in free agency so far. So first and foremost, I'll start with the first signing that the Philadelphia Eagles made, and that was acquiring safety Malcolm Jenkins from the New Orleans Saints. And look, all right. Look, you know it. I know. We were all hoping for Bird, right? Who coincidentally went to the New Orleans Saints for a very large contract. So Malcolm Jenkins, what could be said about this signing? Well, number one, they didn't go for two. They just got one. I really thought if the Eagles didn't strongly pursue Jairus Bird, that they were going to go for not one, but two safeties. Well, we got one. We got the one that the Saints didn't want, gave up after 4 years and being a team captain and giving up the most or missing the most tackles in the league for a safety. And then New Orleans signs the guy that we kind of wanted. But hey, look, I'll look on the bright side. He's versatile. Isn't that the big, attractive buzzword with the Eagles nowadays? Players are versatile. They don't want one guy that's really good at one thing. You know, they want a guy who's okay at a lot of things. And I think that's what Malcolm Jenkins is. Versatile. You know, I'm still, the safety position, I don't know about that. I mean, I think you're going to see the Eagles focus on the defensive side of the ball in the NFL draft. But, you know, when they first signed Jenkins, I was like, all right, you know, it's an upgrade over Patrick Chung and Kirk Coleman and Nate Allen. But really, when you think about it, an upgrade over Patrick Chung and Kirk Coleman and Nate Allen, is that even really that great? So I think the Eagles got a lot of work to do on the defensive side of the ball, but I think they're going to focus on that in the NFL draft. The other signing that I really liked was running back Darren Sproles. And hey, look, I've got favorite players on other teams, all right? Growing up, of course, I was an Eagles fan, an Eagles season ticket holder, section 634 at Veterans Stadium. My favorite Eagle growing up was Eric Allen, but my favorite football player growing up, anybody who knows me knows that was Jerry Rice. I loved watching Jerry Rice play for the 49ers. Couldn't get enough of it. Steve Young to Jerry Rice, Joe Montana to Jerry Rice. I was a huge Jerry Rice fan. So nowadays, I still have favorite players on other teams, and I have been following Darren Sproles since the day he was drafted by the Chargers. I love Darren Sproles. And hey, he might be on the wrong side of 30, but he's still quick enough to leave defenders on the wrong side of his dust. Believe that. I mean, Darren Sproles on this offense, holy crap. Not just running the ball, but catching the ball. And in the return game, let me ask you something. You're on the defensive side of the ball, right? And you have to look over the line of scrimmage, and you see Shady and Sproles split between Nick Foles. You got Deshaun Jackson on one side. You got Jeremy Maclin on the other. Zach Ertz, Brent Selleck on the line of scrimmage. Look, there's nothing to dislike about signing Darren Sproles. It was a 5th-round pick. He extended his contract. Let me tell you something. There is nothing wrong with being over 30 years old, okay? There was nothing wrong with being bald, okay? There is nothing wrong with being 5'6". You know why? Big things come in small packages.
I used to think so. I really did. I used to think so.
Who else did we sign? We signed that special teams guy from the Seahawks, all right? The Greek Ike Reese. I thought that was a good signing. What else do we get? We get another player from the Texans, some country bumpkin-looking dude with a big beard, wants to maim and kill. Hey, that's okay with me. Some guy from the Dolphins. Didn't we sign a cornerback from the Dolphins? All right. I don't know much about him. So let's grade it. Let's grade the Eagles' free agency period, which I'll include taking care of their own guys. They brought in Sproles, Malcolm Jenkins. Okay, I'm curious to see what you got to say. Put it in the comments below. But if I'm going to grade it, I think it's a solid B. It's a B. So what can be said about this Eagles' free agency period? Well, number one, they're trying to lock it down on offense. Not only lock it down, but lock their own players down. They bring back Jerry Maclin. They bring back Riley Cooper. They extend Jason Peters. They extend Jason Kelsey. They lock down key members of this offense. And then bring in another versatile weapon to make this offense even more dangerous and really scary for the rest of the league. Defensively, you know, was I expecting Revis? No. Was I expecting Ware? No. Was I expecting Bird? Hoping for Bird, didn't get Bird. But I wasn't expecting, them to go out and get the big names. But they clearly have a lot to work on defense. They brought in a couple backups, which really are special teamers. That's all they are special teamers. Malcolm Jenkins, we'll see. I trust Howie Roseman. I trust Chip Kelly. I trust this whole personnel staff. Because last year, when they bring in Kerry Williams and Connor Barwin, we're all kind of rolling our eyes and saying, why didn't they get this guy and why didn't they get that guy? And turns out they were a good fit for the system. They contributed. Not only that, but we all know that defense wins championships, all right? Let's not fool ourselves. Defense wins championships, and you build a defense where? Not in free agency, not by dumping the amount of money that the Broncos dumped in DeMarcus Ware, not by guaranteeing all that money to Jairus Byrd. You build it through the draft. So come March 12th, I think you're really going to see the Eagles focus a lot on building a championship defense to match their championship offense. Now, as for me, I'm getting ready to watch this parade. I'm sure there's a lot of beer to be drank. So until next time, let's go Birds, and I will see you probably at the draft.